Welcome to our deep dive on dreams, occupations, and the meaning of life.
Oh, sounds deep.
It is. We've got a pretty unique source material for this one.
Lay it on me.
It's actually a children's book, originally written in Chinese.
A children's book, huh? Interesting.
I know, right?
What's it called?
The translated title is Children's Philosophy, Dreams, Occupations, and the Meaning of Life.
Okay, so I'm sensing a theme here.
You got it. Dreams, work, purpose, the whole shebang. But here's the thing. Approaching these big questions through a child's lens can be surprisingly insightful.
I can see that. Kids have this way of cutting through all the BS and getting right to the heart of the matter.
Exactly. They haven't been conditioned to think a certain way yet, so they ask those simple questions that we adults often overlook.
The questions that can really make you think.
Precisely.
So are we ready to tap into our inner child and see what wisdom this book has to offer?
Absolutely. Let's dive in.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, first up, the source material tackles a question that's probably crossed all of our minds at some point. Do we have to work?
The age-old question.
Yeah.
One that I'm sure has sparked many a dinner table debate.
It has for me, for sure.
So how does this children's book approach the topic?
Well, it starts with this story about two friends, Xiaoming and Jiali.
Okay, and who are they?
They have very different views on the necessity of work, like total opposites.
Oh, this is good already. I love a good clash of perspectives.
Me too. So we have Xiaoming, who's all about practicality.
The sensible one.
Totally. He believes a stable job is the key to a good life, financial security, a comfortable home, all that.
Makes sense. It's what a lot of us are raised to believe. Work hard, get a good job, and you'll be set.
Right. But then there's Xiaoli, who's more of a free spirit.
The rebel of the group.
You could say that. She values freedom and pursuing her passions above all else. Money isn't her main driver.
So she's following her heart, even if it means struggling a bit financially. I respect that.
Me too. But it definitely creates a dilemma for her. And that's what makes their story so interesting.
What happens to them?
Well, despite having a secure job, Xiaoming feels unfulfilled, like he's going through the motions, but not finding much meaning in his work.
The classic case of the golden handcuffs.
Yes.
You're making good money, but you're miserable.
Exactly. And meanwhile, Xiaoli is struggling to make ends meet, but she's doing what she loves, which brings a different set of challenges.
It's like they each have a piece of the puzzle, but neither one has the complete picture.
That's a great way to put it. It makes you wonder, is work, Jay, just about money? Or is there something more to it?
Right. I mean, what if we didn't have to worry about money? Would we still choose to work?
That's a question I've asked myself many times. It really makes you think about what truly motivates us.
It does. So what does the book have to say about that?
Well, it suggests that for some people, work isn't just about earning a paycheck. It's about finding purpose, contributing to something larger than themselves.
So it's about making a difference, leaving your mark on the world.
Exactly. Or even just engaging their minds in a stimulating way. Some people actually enjoy using their brains.
Shocking, I know. But think about it. A scientist driven by curiosity, an artist lost in their creative process, a teacher inspiring young minds. These are all examples of people who find deep satisfaction in their work, regardless of the financial rewards.
I see your point. It's like their work becomes an extension of who they are, a way to express themselves and make an impact.
Precisely. And that sense of purpose can be incredibly powerful. It reminds us that work can be a source of identity, community, and intellectual fulfillment. Things that go beyond just paying the bills.
So maybe the question isn't, do we have to work? But rather, what kind of work would we choose if we had the freedom to pursue our passions?
Now that's a question worth exploring. I think Xiaoming and Xiaoli could learn a thing or two from each other.
I agree. There's probably a middle ground where they can both find fulfillment, a way to blend practicality with passion.
Speaking of passion, the next story in the source material takes us deep into the world of dreams.
Oh, this is where things get interesting. It's the age-old question. Can dreams and reality actually coexist?
Or are we destined to choose one over the other? The eternal struggle.
It is. And this story introduces us to Xiao Yun.
Okay, and who's Xiao Yun?
A young woman with a burning passion for music. She dreams of becoming a musician, but her parents are pushing her toward a more stable career path.
Ah, the classic parental dilemma. Follow your dreams versus get a real job. I've heard that one before.
Haven't we all?
It's a tale as old as time.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see how Xiao Yun handles this pressure.
Well, what's fascinating about her story is that she finds a way to balance her passion with her practical needs. She ends up working as a music teacher.
So she's still connected to music, even though it's not her primary career. I like
And
that.
that's a smart move. It gives her financial stability while still allowing her to pursue her own musical endeavors in her free time.
So she's not giving up on her dreams entirely. She's just finding a creative way to make them work within the constraints of her reality.
Exactly. And the book emphasizes that it's not always easy.
There are always challenges when you're trying to balance passion and practicality.
For sure. She faces financial worries and moments of doubt, but she perseveres. And eventually she finds a good rhythm, achieving a certain level of success in her music career while still maintaining a stable income.
Wow, that's really inspiring. It shows that it is possible to create a life that feels both meaningful and sustainable. You don't always have to choose one or the other.
Exactly. And that brings us to a question for you, dear listener. Do you think it's always an either situation? Or can we find ways to make space for both dreams and reality?
It's definitely something to ponder.
Yeah.
Because as we delve deeper into this book, we're going to explore some of the factors that influence how livable certain dreams are.
Well, that's a good point. Not all dreams are created equal when it comes to real-world viability.
Exactly. Like, we're going to meet Xiao Yun's friend, Ozzy.
Okay, tell me about Ozzy.
His dream is to become a scientist.
Oh, so a more traditional career path. Does that make his journey easier than Xiao Yun's?
Well, on the surface, it might seem that way. But the book challenges us to think about the nuances.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What kind of nuances are we talking about?
Things like market demand, the type of education or training required, and even the level of competition in different fields.
So it's not just about the dream itself, it's about the external factors that can make it easier or harder to pursue.
Exactly. It's a complex equation. And as we continue, we'll see how both Yaoyun and Ozzy navigate these realities and what lessons we can learn from their experiences. You know what I find fascinating?
What's that?
How this book digs into different learning styles.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. It shows up with Xiaoyun and Ozzy, right?
Totally. Aspiring musician versus future scientists. Like a classic structured learning versus exploration face-off.
Okay, so remind me, how do their approaches actually differ?
Well, Xiaoyan's all about that musical journey, developing her unique style. There's no set path, you know.
It's like you can't teach someone to be the next rock star, right?
Exactly. It's experimenting, finding your voice, connecting with the audience. No textbook for that.
So, gotta be comfortable with uncertainty then.
And time. Mistakes, learning curves, the whole deal. Not for the faint of heart.
Well, gee. He's got that structured science path, university, curriculum, the classic lab coat image.
Spot on. Creativity exists in science, but it's within a framework. You follow the method, you know.
Okay, yeah, I'm seeing the contrast. But what are the pros and cons of each, like structured learning? What's good about that?
Well, it's predictable, clear steps. Often leads to those stable careers we're all familiar with.
Doctors, lawyers, the whole nine yards.
Yep. Comfort in knowing what's expected for sure.
But can also feel limiting, no? Like, some folks might need more wiggle room.
Totally. Paint by numbers is fine, but some want to create their own masterpiece, you know.
Ooh, that's a good analogy. So then, self-directed learning, what's its upside?
Freedom. You explore, you set the pace, potentially hit on something truly innovative. No limits.
But also risky, I imagine.
Oh, absolutely. No guarantees. Can face tough times financially. Takes a certain personality to handle that.
So not for everyone, for sure.
But here's the cool thing the book hints at. It's not always either or. You can blend them.
Like a hybrid approach.
Precisely. Think design, photography, entrepreneurship. You need skills. BUT, also that spark, that drive.
Not just one path then, it's about finding the right balance.
Exactly. Depends on you and the dream you're chasing.
So listener, think about it. What kind of learner are you? Structure or exploration? What speaks to you most?
Something to reflect on. Your approach shapes how you tackle those wins, those bumps in the road.
Speaking of bumps, this book gets into perseverance and adaptability next. Pretty key for any journey, right?
Couldn't agree more. Xiaoyun and Ozzy, they both hit setbacks.
Ooh, setbacks. Details, please. How'd they each handle it?
Well, Xiaoyun, she faces the classic musician struggles. Money worries, creative blocks, the constant hustle. It ain't glamorous.
The starving artist cliche. We knew it was coming.
But she embodies that grit, pushes through, fueled by passion and belief in her music. Inspiring, really.
So, lesson 1. Persistence. But sometimes, even with that, things go sideways. Is that where Ozzy comes in?
You got it. His experiments hitting roadblocks. Could get stubborn, cling to his idea.
Yeah.
He's flexible, questions assumptions, explores new angles, even considers his idea might be wrong.
So open to changing course.
Exactly. And it leads him to a breakthrough, a fresh perspective that pushes his research forward. Adaptability in action.
So we got persistent artist, adaptable scientist, like two sides of the success coin.
For sure. They show that balance is key, persistence to keep going, adaptability when you got to switch gears.
Applies to more than just careers, huh?
Life in general, that doing the same thing, expecting different results kind of thing. Got to mix it up sometimes.
Love that quote.
So, listener, think about yourself. Do you double down or course correct when things get tough?
Which mode are you in most? Food for thought.
We all have our tendencies, but being aware of them helps. Flex those muscles as needed, you know.
Because let's be real, successful journeys usually involve both.
No doubt. It's like a kid with a puzzle. First, they try forcing it. Then, they learn to try turning it, looking for different connections.
Great example. Or a basketball player. Practice is constant, but they also tweak technique, stance to find what works.
Even artists. They might stick with art, but change how they do it. Mediums, styles, finding what clicks.
So cool how this persistence-adaptability combo shows up everywhere.
Totally. Games, sports, creative stuff, it's all about that balance. Key for growth and reaching those goals.
And as we head into the final stretch of this deep dive, I'm curious, what are those big takeaways we can all apply?
Oh, we're about to tie it all together. Some powerful stuff coming up. All right, time to bring it all home. You asked about big takeaways, right? From all this dreams, work, meaning of life stuff.
Hit me with them.
What struck me is this kid's book, so simple. It makes us rethink what dreams even are, not just jobs, you know.
It's like it shifted the focus. Less about the what, more about the why behind it all, wanting our lives to matter.
Exactly. And that comes from lots of places, not just work. It's values, actions.
Yeah. Could be your job, creative stuff, how you are in your relationships. Tons of ways to contribute.
Aligning who you are with what you do, that's powerful stuff.
It's like that love your job, never work a day quote. Simplistic, but it gets at that feeling, right?
Totally. Not a chore, it's part of you. And another takeaway that hit me hard. No one right way to succeed.
Xiaoyun, Oz, G, perfect examples. Different paths, different wins, but valid all the same.
Exactly. Self-awareness is key. Know your strengths, what you value, then find the path that fits that.
And can't forget that persistence adaptability balance. Push through. BUT, know when to adjust.
The dance. Stay the course. Or take a detour. Life skill, not just career advice.
Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive, gotta leave y'all with something to chew on.
Ooh, I'm ready. Hit me with it.
Imagine a world where everyone chases their dreams and has basic needs met. What's that world look like?
Whoa, that's big. Passion, A&E, practicality, everyone contributing, the systems, the values needed for that. I love it.
Right. Could spark so many conversations, ideas, maybe even change things for real out there. Who knows?
Maybe you, listener, are the one to take us a step closer.
Because that's what these deep dives are for. Not just info, but that spark making you think, imagine what's possible.
So go about your day, but let that question simmer.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep dreaming big, folks.